E75 transsexual as a gamble to get tier 8 German heavy tank, and was a disappointing follow-up to 2018's OP Soviet spaghetti bowl. This tank teased the hopes and dreams of every die-hard German tank fan, only to set up an OnlyFans account by paywalling its fans with loot boxes. As a result, the TS is played nearly exclusively by unicummies and wallet warriors. To be better than them, you must access your feminine side, to embrace the masochistic torture of German RNG, and transform into the peekaboo and wooing maiden you are. Here is what you do. Instead of the Holy Trinity, you mount modified config, gun laying drive, and rammer.
Daring today, aren't we?
You load a decent bit of AP, but save the rest for stimulus check rounds plus some HE for sad German TD noises. Most people think the TS is a side-scraping brawler like her sister Rosie. They are hamsters and smell like elderberries. Whilst on paper the turret looks impressive at 230mm, in practice it's about as sturdy as the US's pandemic response. Not only is your commander's cupcake thinly armored, but the buds on your turret bear the sensitivity of hormone therapy. Even slaps from tier 6 and 7 tanks will result in great embarrassing pain. The TS's armor is kinda sus, and is the imposter of the German heavy gang. Weak spots include, but are not limited to, the cupola, the vision ports, the gun, the love handles of your turretry, the forward drive wheel, the lower plate, the upper plate, the rear hatch of the turret, and the wood furnace fixed to the tank's ass. As a result, the E75 TS cannot effectively perform like a traditional German heavy and must transition into a new playstyle. Instead of handing out your HP to superior heavy tanks, you utilize your speed to keep pace with the mediums and wolf pack the shit out of unsuspecting baguettes and cannellies. You take advantageous positions on the ridgeline, spotting for your allies, and taking cheeky shots when you can. Keep in mind that, because of course it does, the TS only has 8 degrees of gun depression and 0.38 dispersion, and unlike the Lerva, cannot be as flexible on ridges as a result. Considering Wargaming buffed the Lerva years ago from -8 to -10 degrees, it would seem they agree. You are essentially a Chunga C50 at tier 8, and its playstyle suits the TS well. You do not rely on your armor. Instead, you use your powerful engine to bob back and forth on ridge lines, denying your enemies a static target whilst encouraging bounces in between your shots. Just like the E50, the TS is gifted at ramming. Your speed allows you to throw your weight around and face it on practically any tank that isn't a chunkier German heavy. If you decide the kamikaze lifestyle is for you, you can even swap out modified config for improved hardening to increase your resistance to ram damage. However, it's important to note that above all else, the TS is a fucking arty magnet. Even if there are bigger scarier tanks, the artillery expect you to be a fat slow target and send you HE snacks constantly to keep you plumb. As a result, swapping config or hardening for small liner is not a bad idea, considering your usual lack of cover for the medium playstyle. With a good enough crew, food, perks and directives you can get the reload down to 8.8 seconds. This is important, since the L73 makes the 150 on the grill look like a consistent performer. If you have not been sending your chocolate rations to Rommel, your accuracy will resemble the idiot-proof Russian tanks you fight so hard to stay relevant against, except without Stalin's guiding hand. You are not a tiger, and cannot use the long-throbbing 88 to dominate at any range. Instead, you engage at medium to close range, hiding your easily penned slut body as much as you can whilst picking on targets that have absolutely no chance of hurting you. But given current year matchmaking, that may be a moot point. Start training your crew with repairs. Once you hit your first skill, drop for the usual shit, except for the driver. Train that mad lad with controlled impact, give him some amphetamine chocolate and set him loose. Once you've trained enough to recover from your bender, drop for BIA, retrain and train repairs again. You know the drill by now. This is probably the correct way to play the E75 TS. Now you can stop wondering how that shell penned your superior German armor. Go out there and get disappointed when even your best games end up as Mastery Class 2. Thanks for watching, you masochistic subscribbles. Over 9 months gone. That's World of Tanks burnout for you. We'll just say I got preggers or some shit. Yeah, that'll work. This is canon now.